Hello and welcome to the Boys Upstairs Show. This is the Commanders versus the Lions.
Woo!
All right, so Lions obviously were on first round bye last week. Commanders had one of the best games of, or definitely the best game of wild card, super wild card weekend. This is the biggest spread of the divisional round with rookie Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commandskins team going to Detroit to play the Lions. Totals 55 and a half. Highest total of the weekend as well. And we'll give it to Sam.
All right. All right. Buckle up because anyone who knows me on a personal level knows that right now I fucking hate both of these teams, despise them. And if you had told me, hell, even a month ago, come January weekend, MLK weekend, whatever, that I would be rooting for the Lions to shit pump someone in the playoffs, I would have told you you're crazy and go to a mental institution. Someone needs to end this. Someone needs to end this. I'm sorry, my commander friends who are gonna be watching this and are gonna see my clip here, my commander fans, but this has to end. I can't take it anymore. Ever since the Hail Mary, it's gotten to me. All right, you guys win. You broke me. Okay, and I can't take it any longer. This team, this Commanders team, and I'm even wearing a Washington Capitals shirt right now. Shout out Caps, they're a wagon. But this Commanders team never ceases to amaze, and I think it's self-reflection and a kind of thing that I'm seeing them get breaks that no one gets, and just grasping victory from the jaws of defeat when all I ever see is my team grasp defeat from the jaws of victory. But enough of my personal rant there. I'm going to go into some in-depth analysis here. I do think the Commanders are going to cover 9.5 here. The Lions are a fucking powerhouse. Everyone knows that they're a juggernaut, and no one has really been able to stop them, especially their offense, except Bears Thanksgiving. But we all saw how that went out. 9.5, a lot of points, a lot of points, especially for a divisional round game with what the Commanders have been doing and kind of, like I said, defying odds and winning games they shouldn't and being in games they shouldn't. I think they find a way to keep this close. I'm also going to. I was thinking about going with the under since the way Commanders keep this close is by forcing Detroit offense to make mistakes. Because if Detroit's offense doesn't make mistakes, they are too good to not score every drive, pretty much. They are such a well-oiled machine. They've been balling all year. It's pretty incredible to see. Shout out Ben Johnson, maybe my next coach. Um, but I'm also gonna go with a little prop here. I'm gonna go Jared Goff and Jaden Daniels, not combined, separate. One's plus 120, one's minus 120, each of them to throw an interception. And I'll tell you why. Jared Goff is known for throwing interceptions. That's his kind of like kryptonite, especially this year where he's been everything like pretty much perfect. But his one letdown has been throwing interceptions and turning the ball over. I think when their offense gets in such a rhythm and that Detroit offense is built so much on timing, planned throws, you look, and you make that throw. They're so decisive about everything. And then the mistakes come when there's a bad ball, just gets tipped or something, and something happens. I feel like with the way the Commanders season is going, they're probably going to get a pick this weekend, probably in a huge spot. Who knows? Um, Daniels to throw a pick. The Lions defense, while they are not schematically the best overall defense, and maybe in talent wise, the dudes work their asses off and they are ball hunting left and right. It is a group of ball hawks that I haven't seen in a while. And it's clear that when they go out there, they may not lock you down and cover two, cover three, whatever it is for 10 minutes and force you to make decisive throws, but they're going to go after that ball and they're going to find a way to make you turn it over. So that's my conclusion that I do think both quarterbacks are going to throw an interception here. Back to Commanders plus 9.5. They've been, like I said, they've been keeping everything close. They've every game, our guy Mo said it in the chat. Every game that they've had has basically been coming down to the last play. And so, unless the Lions really make this one a blowout early, I don't see them covering. I don't see them winning it by 10 unless it gets to the end. But I mean, everyone's seen from experience all year, every game the Commanders have played, no matter who's good or bad, it's come down to the last play. But I will say this is the best team the Commanders have faced this year by far. And yes, people are going to come at me saying they've played the Eagles, they played the Bengals probably. First of all, they played the Eagles with Kenny Pickett one time, and it took them a game-winning drive to beat the Eagles with Kenny Pickett. So that's not that big, and they got shit pumped by the Eagles the first time. So this is the best team they're playing by far all year. It's going to be a real test. Rookie quarterback, new, basically all new team coming into the divisional round of the playoff on the road. Ford Field's been a really tough place to play this year, and I think they can keep it close and cover that 9.5. I really don't see a way that Detroit doesn't blow them out here or doesn't come away with a win. But I said in the chat earlier, Washington's probably going to win this game and just torture me even more because that's what I get and that's what apparently I deserve. So thanks for listening to that. Go Lions.
If the Lions don't blow the Commanders out, the Commanders are going to win. I feel like just everything going on this year, we've seen the I guess Cinderella story of Jaden Daniels and how he's been able to just close these games out. If the Lions are not winning by like 10 points by the time it's like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, everything in me is going to be like, okay, the Commanders are going to win this game. And because of that, and because I know that's probably what Dan Campbell's thinking, that's probably what Jared Goff is thinking, the Lions have every capability to absolutely stomp this team, and I think they will. Um, I know their defense is super, super duper injured, and I know they have a lot of guys that are, second guys, third guys starting, especially in the secondary. But this Lions team is special. They have something going on that you can't even talk about in a football sense. Like that locker room, every time I see a clip of the guys just, in the locker room talking about the game or whatever, it's like this team is very well connected and this team is special. I think that they understand that, playing a guy like Jaden Daniels and playing a dual threat quarterback always has its challenges, but the Lions are more than capable of putting up a bunch of points on this team because that defense is no juggernaut. Like, a lot of people were talking about the signing of Lattimore. He got absolutely torched by Mike Evans. People were talking about, the Bobby Wagner, and he's old. Like, he got ran over by Baker Mayfield. Let's just be honest. Like the guy's not the same. That's not the same Bobby that was winning Super Bowl MVP. So this Lions offense has a chance to put up like 50 points, and I think they will. And with that being said, I think the Lions cover. I don't even know what the spread is, but whatever it is, they're going to cover it. I think Jaden Daniels is going to look like a rookie this weekend, and that's my prediction.
Yeah, I'm gonna entirely agree with Nixon. Am I the only one who thinks this is like not even close? Like this is a pretty obvious game. I just don't see how the Lions don't win by two scores.
No, you're not. It's just, but did you hear what I said earlier? How the Commanders literally can't catch a bad break right now?
I understand, but like at some point that's got to run up. And when you play
Let's
a team
hope.
like the
Let's
Lions,
fucking hope.
when they're so well rounded, who've also caught a lot of good breaks and have overcome bad breaks, like I just don't see how this game's close. Like Jaden Daniels, he's good. He's having a great rookie year. This is not a joke, right? Like rookie quarterbacks are notoriously awful in the playoffs, and he's playing an elite, we won't call him elite, a great defense, and his defense is playing one of the best offenses we've seen in a long time. This is not going to be close. I think they cover by a lot. I think this is over by the third quarter, and they'll be running the clock down in the entire fourth. They're just better. The Lions have better at every position group, in my opinion, and I just don't see how they keep up. And I think Jaden Daniels looks like a rookie quarterback, exactly what Nixon said. So I'm definitely taking Lions minus 9.5. And I'm also taking the under because I think they're going to go up so quickly that they're just going to sit on the ball. So Lions minus 9.5 and under 55.5.
I'll go after Postman because my take is the complete opposite. I think Jaden Daniels is gonna do what he usually does and just make plays, honestly. My only issue with rookie quarterbacks is time in the pocket and their decisions in the pocket. What they do in the pocket is crucial when it comes to being a rookie. Um, Usually you see rookies hesitant in the pocket. They don't know what to do. Their feet are all messed up. Their drop back is like little issues like that. And I think none of that happens with Jaden Daniels. And as he's a scrambling quarterback, he's always going to have that ability to just get out of dire situations or bad situations and just scramble out of the pocket and make something happen. So as long as he's able to do that, I'm always going to have faith in the Commanders. And I think the spread is just too big for the Lions team right now. They're injured. They have um, insane amount of injuries. So to give them the spread is kind of insane to me, especially with the momentum that the Commanders have. So I'm going to take the Commanders spread.
Don't agree with what Postman said that I think this game is going to be like a huge blowout and over in the third quarter. But I think that the main thing that is making me think that the Lions are going to cover 9.5 is that the Lions are getting David Montgomery back. They're a run first team, even though they can't throw it too. They like to spam Gibbs, they like to spam Montgomery, and I think that the Commanders, who are top five or bottom five in rush defense this season, are going to be exploited by that. I think Gibbs is going to have 2+ touchdowns. I don't know if that's plus money. If it is, which it probably is, I'll put that on my card. Lions are going to win this game. I think it'll probably honestly a 10-point game, which is why the spread is what it is because Vegas knows what they're doing. Um, and I think that we're probably due for one bad game just based off last weekend, and I think that this will probably be the bad game. But I do agree with what Nixon said that if this game is close, the Commanders will find a fucking way to win this shit somehow. Like Jared Goff will get strip sacked on the last drive of the game, and fucking the Commanders will score with 1 second left on the clock because that's just how their season's gone. But I think the Lions cover 9.5. 55.5 is too many points. I don't like that number, but I'm going to take the Lions.
Commanders have had a fantastic year, overperformed for sure. They definitely have franchise guy in Jaden Daniels, but like from what I saw last week in their first playoff game, like yes, they did a great job of, when they got the ball, running the 2-minute drill, running the clock out and still scoring. Jaden Daniels had a nice run at the end to secure a first down, basically secure the win. But, the Buccaneers were up 4 with the ball, a chance to go up 2 scores or at least like a touchdown. And, Baker fumbled doing the fake jet sweep. And, you can't like that. Something like that's not going to happen every game. I know they've been in a lot of close games, but Jaden Daniels played like 1 quarter of the game against the Cowboys. And then, against the Falcons, that was a great game. Penix threw a clutch touchdown for them to win it for the Commanders to win in overtime. But I think there's some things that the Commanders do well. They're very good at situational football, 2-minute drills before halves, 2-minute defenses. Like they're very good in situational football. But I just think, the Lions are not, I mean, arguably been the best team in football this year through and through. They've pretty much dominated almost everyone that they've gone up against. And the Commanders have been great, but I don't think that they're not a Super Bowl contender. I still think their defense has a lot of holes. It really has been super up and down this year. It was pretty good against the Bucks, but I still think the Bucks' offense is not the Lions' offense. Their defense has been very shaky. Obviously McLaurin has had a phenomenal season, but besides that, their second best receiver is like a 38-year-old tight end. And it's been working for them. And it's more praise to Jane Daniels for how he's been able to make that work. But I don't see it. I don't see that flying against the Lions. The Lions have been on a whole different level. The Commanders might be able to reach that in a few years, but the Lions are on a whole nother level. They're having fun with it. They're doing whatever. They're celebrating. They're coming up with nicknames for each other. They're doing whatever. They have Jared Goff in an MVP form. Amon-Ra. Their defense, even though they lost probably their best defender, like maybe a top 5 defensive rusher in the NFL, they lost Hutchinson and they still managed to be a great team. And I just feel like they're on a different level this season than everyone else. I feel like they're definitely going to win by at least 2 scores. This is just it's not even because the Commanders have any problem. It's just they're not what the Lions are this year. They're a fun young team to root for. Everyone likes rooting for the young quarterback. He makes plays. He's dynamic. He does it. He does on the ground as well. He's fun to watch, but their roster just does not match up with the Lions whatsoever. I am going to take the over though. Jaden Daniels is Jaden Daniels. He is going to make a play. He's not going to go out without a fight. They're still a good team, a good coach team, and I definitely think they're still going to put up points. I feel like Daniels will probably still have a couple touchdowns, and the Lions are a high scoring team, so I definitely feel like the over this game is going to hit, regardless if it's a close game or a blowout. I feel like the Lions are going to put up 30+ points regardless, and the Commanders probably put up about 20 plus points regardless because that's just who Jaden Daniels is, and that's just how their team has been. But I feel like their run just ends here. No disrespect to them. It's nothing they could really do better. They just don't have the roster. They're overperforming. They're no nobody in the beginning of the year picked the Commanders to make the playoffs except for Commanders fans and Commanders players' parents. So great season for them, but I just feel like it ends here. They're no match for the Lions. The Lions are going to be fully rested. Ben Johnson's probably got a fake torn ACL, flea flicking triple pass that's going to come out in the third quarter, and I just feel like that they're almost unstoppable this year. They're going to have to play a really good team, so I'm taking the Lions in the over.
And Cope, that made me think of this also. Via the transitive property, the Bucks beat the Lions, Commanders beat the Bucks. So you never know.
But the Steelers beat the Commanders, right? Or did the Commanders beat the Steelers?
Steelers did beat the Commanders.
So,
So
so who's really the best team?
yeah, kind of comes down to that.
Wait, but the Ravens beat the Steelers. Hold
Oh,
on.
fuck.
Well, the Ravens lost to the Browns, and the Steelers.
Oh, so it's the
Shit,
Browns.
fuck.
So the Browns are really
Wait,
the best team
wait,
in the
Ravens
NFL.
also
wait,
beat the
wait.
Commanders.
The Dolphins also beat the Browns, so
Okay, someone got to come up with some shit besides that because we can't.
With Snoop.
We can't end on the Dolphins. That's some
With
bullshit.
Yeah,
Snoop.
you're not into with that shit.
Did the Bears beat anybody, Sam? Come on now, please.
We beat the Rams. We beat the Rams. We also beat the Titans. We beat the
Wait,
Packers. We
Rams.
You
beat
beat the
Packers.
Packers. That's a good win.
The Lions have been set in stone to win the Super Bowl for some time now. They got knocked out last year by the Niners, pretty unfortunately dramatic fashion. And it's their year, it's their time, and they're going to the Super Bowl. They're gonna beat the next team they play by a huge number, and they're gonna win. They're better than any AFC team. It's not close.
All right. Well, hey, tell your friends, like and subscribe.